But my focus is mostly on the ANCA-associated vasculitis patients. A couple of years ago, I had a research project looking at regulatory B cells that we were very interested in, to see if you can have a better regulation of this B cell compartment, to see if you can then help to understand why this B cell compartment is not doing its normal tricks. It should work against bacteria and viruses, and not direct against neutrophils or proteinase 3 or myeloperoxidase. And we've now shifted a little bit more towards trying to find the antigen specific B cells. So the B cells we know from rituximab treatments and the RAVE study that's also participated with in the UMCG, that rituximab works very well, but you kill off all the B cells, and you might want to keep some of the B cells that are doing good work and just only target the B cells that are doing bad things, and towards antigen like proteinase 3 or myeloperoxidase. And I hope, that's my longer goal, is that we, not per se in Groningen, but in worldwide community, can direct these antigen specific B cells more better. So first we try to understand them better, and then we perhaps can better target them. So you get rid of these disease-causing autoantibody producing B cells. And I think that's the holy grail after the discovery of the rituximab treatment for many patients. So that's what our research focus, translational research, is doing. We're doing that together with other people as well in the Netherlands, in a consortium which looks at all different kinds of diseases where you have autoantibody producing B cells. In the target to B network, that's called, and in Groningen we for that focus on the ANCA associated vasculitis. Besides looking at this translational research, so looking from the lab and seeing what that does in the blood of patients, of course, we also participated in a couple of clinical trials, and the latest one is the avacopan trial. Understood there's in US it's being the FDA is looking at the data at the moment, and in Europe the EMA is going to look at it soon as well. So we hope it's approved, and after it's approved, we hope that we also get funding, or how do we say it in the Netherlands, it's yeah, reimbursement of the treatment is very important. If otherwise we are not really able to give it to many patients, and it also depends a little bit on what kind of conditions you have to have as a patient or a doctor to be able to give this medication. Is it only for patients who have already failed earlier treatment, or perhaps also for patients? And I think in the end we're really exciting about this new types of drugs and types of treatment, that it's the early phase of beginning to getting rid of steroids in the treatment of ANCA-associated vasculitis. And I think that's a real could be a real breakthrough. Has to prove itself in clinical practice still. I think the studies are good, but we like to see it how it works in real practice. So I think that's really exciting, and that's also exciting in immunology, the field, that there's a lot of these new drugs developed. But it's I think we're looking at nationwide. Nationwide, we're looking at how do our patients react towards making antibodies against COVID, either having gone through actual COVID disease or having gotten one of the vaccines that are available. So we're really hoping the next couple of months to see that we can learn, well, this group of patients has a good or poor response to vaccination, and especially also in relation to the therapy they get, because especially this therapy, and for instance rituximab, but also azathioprine or prednisolone, might have a detrimental influence on the vaccine, and perhaps we need to give them a third booster on a rituximab low period, etc. Something that we hope to learn from these national studies.